Hello and welcome. I hope you're having a great week so far. Today's class is called Returning to Stillness, and it's all about finding our center again through the really tough times in life. So when life is stressful or upsetting, then it's all about tuning inwards again. So we'll begin with a short seated meditation. So if you make yourself comfortable, you may need a strap for today's practice as well. So, creating some length through the spine, taking the hands onto the knees or in the lap, and just taking a few centering breaths in and out through the nose. And softening the shoulders away from the ears. Reaching through the crown of the head. And then visualizing roots growing from your seat into the earth beneath you. Grounding you. And just being aware of the ground supporting you. Knowing that it is always there. And beginning to slow the breath. Allowing the outer world to fall away. Knowing that you are exactly where you should be at this moment. Knowing that you will find a way through whatever life throws at you. And knowing that finding stillness, connecting with the breath, is always available to you. And then bringing hands to heart center. We're going to take an inhale through the nose and then hum out through the mouth. So when you are ready, inhale. And take an inhale. And final time, inhale. And just allowing the mind to go quiet. Sitting back in the rebound. And just noticing if your mind feels any clearer. If you feel any calmer. And then slowly opening the eyes, bringing the fingertips onto the shoulders and beginning to draw some nice big circles. Bringing the elbows to touch at the front and then drawing shoulder blades towards each other. And then reversing those circles. And then reaching hands to sky, interlacing the fingers and pushing the palms away, creating a length through the side body. Take a nice big inhale here, and then left hand comes to right knee and twists towards the back. Seeing how far around you can take the eye gaze. And then turning towards the front again, inhale. And exhale, taking it the other way. And turning back. Taking fingertips onto the shoulders again. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, twist to the right. Coming back to center. Inhale. And exhale to the left. And then to the center, interlacing the fingers behind the back of the head and drawing the chin towards the chest, elbows towards each other. Feeling that lengthening down the back of the neck. And then lifting the eye gaze, drawing elbows open. Lifting through the heart. And then removing your block. Right fingertips beside you. We'll inhale the hand to the sky and exhale, finding a side bend. Taking the eye gaze up. And then sweeping the hands in front of you. And then finding another side bend. And then slowly making your way onto your back. Placing the soles of the feet down. And then keeping the hands beside you. We'll inhale as we slowly peel the spine off the mat, drawing navel to spine. And then hands travel up overhead, palms facing up. And exhale, slowly floating down again. Inhale as we slowly uncurl the tailbone, lifting through the hips, hands float overhead, squeezing those glutes. And then exhale, slowly floating back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lifting the tailbone, squeezing the glutes, hands float up. And then exhale, slowly coming all the way down again. Tailbone comes last. Inhale, really drawing navel to spine as we peel the hips off the floor. And then exhale, slowly coming back down. And then rolling onto the left hip, stacking knees on top of each other, and then palms come together. Well, inhale as we draw a circle with the right arm, opening all the way up. Feeling that through the front of the shoulder. And then exhale, slowly closing those hands together. Inhale, drawing a nice big arch with that right arm. Palm facing up. And then exhale, bringing the palms together. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, opening with that right arm. And exhale as we come back. And then rolling onto the back. And then coming onto the right hip this time. Again, bringing the palms together. And then this time, inhale as we draw a circle with that left arm. Taking the eye gaze to look back at the fingers. And then exhale. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, opening up. And exhale, slowly closing together again. And final time, inhale with that left arm. And exhale. And then rolling onto the back again. And taking hold of your strap. We'll take the strap around the left sole of the foot. And then option to extend the right leg. And then drawing that leg towards you. Breathing into the back of the thigh. And then placing the right hand on the right side of the pelvis and drawing this foot open. And using that left hand to draw the foot towards your head as well as opening. Breathing into the inner thigh. And then drawing that leg in and changing sides. So taking the strap around the right sole of the foot, lengthening the left leg. And taking nice deep breaths. And then anchoring the left side of the pelvis down and dropping that foot open. And then returning that foot to center, and then just removing your strap. And finding a happy baby. So arms come to the inside of the legs, take hold of your outside of the feet. And then option to sway left to right. Really drawing those knees down towards the mat. And then finding some stillness. And then drawing the knees together and taking hold of the back of the thighs. We'll rock up and down the spine, giving the spine a massage. And then when you've got enough momentum, then coming up to find a seated position. And then we'll lengthen one leg and bend the other foot in. And then walk the hands out in front, drop the head. And then walk the hands in, changing the feet over, so finding half dragonfly on the other side, and then folding forwards. And then coming up and lengthening both legs. Option to bend the knees if you wish. And again, folding forwards. Sending the breath into the inner thigh. And then coming up, sweeping both legs together and coming to find all fours. We'll take some cat-cows to warm up the spine. So inhale as we lift the eye gaze, lift the heart. And then exhale, push the floor away, navel to spine. Inhale, lift the eye gaze, send that tailbone high. Exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Inhale as we lift the eye gaze. Exhale, pushing the floor away. And one more time, inhale, lifting the heart. And exhale. And then finding a nice stable base. We'll draw the navel towards the spine, beginning to shift the weight into the right foot, extend the left leg behind, pointing through the toe, squeezing the glute to lift that leg nice and high, and then taking some rainbow kicks. So we'll inhale the leg up and over to the left. Exhale to the right. Inhale over, tapping that toe. Exhale. Inhale to the left. Exhale right. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale all the way up to the left again, planting the sole of the foot down, toes facing the top of the mat. Exhale, sitting the hips back, coming onto the forearms and breathing into it. And then coming back onto the hands, drawing the left knee in, and then shifting the weight into the left knee this time, extending the right leg, pointing through the toe. And then we'll take those rainbow kicks. So inhale over to the right, tapping the toe. Inhale, exhale to the left. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. Inhale, really squeezing that glute, lifting the leg high. Exhale. And one more time, inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. And then inhale, taking it out towards the right side, planting the foot. And exhale, sitting those hips back. And then coming up onto the hands, drawing that leg in. And then we'll tuck the toes and push it up to find a downward facing dog. So pedaling through the feet, slowly opening up the backs of the legs. Really spreading the fingers wide. Pushing back through that palm and the index finger knuckle. And then sending both heels towards the mat. And really squeezing the quads to lift the kneecaps. Make sure we're creating a nice long spine. Lifting the pelvic floor, so engaging Mula Bandha. And taking a slight constriction in the throat. So finding Ujjayi breath. And tucking the elbow slightly to flatten the shoulder blades. On the next inhale, we'll send the right leg out behind. And then exhale to the top of the mat. And finding your low lunge, shifting the weight forwards and backwards. Opening through the hips, lifting the back kneecap. And then we'll draw up the back knee. Walk that foot towards the center of the mat. And then inhale, finding Kali Mudra. Coming all the way up. And then exhale, sinking those hips forwards. Lifting through the heart space. Index fingers are together. Index fingers together. And breathing here. We'll take a nice big inhale here. As we exhale, the left arm travels forwards, right arm travels back, twisting towards the right. And then the right hand will come onto the back of the left thigh and the left arm sweeps overhead. So we're in a reverse low lunge. And then we're milling the arms forwards. And then drawing that right foot back. And then we'll tuck the toes, lift up to find a downward facing dog again. Taking feet hip width apart. And again, pushing back with the palm and the index finger knuckle to create a nice long spine. On the next inhale, we'll send the left leg out behind. Exhale to bring it to the top of your mat. And then shifting the weight forwards and back. And then we'll drop the back knee and walk that left foot to the center and then find Kali Mudra. So index fingers together. Inhale, sweeping the hands forwards, coming all the way up. And then exhale as we sink those hips forwards, lift through the heart space. And then the left arm sweeps forwards, right arm sweeps back as we twist towards the left. Left hand finds the back of the right thigh, right arm sweeps over. We'll take an inhale here. As we exhale, we'll windmill the arms forwards, coming either side of that front foot. And then slowly dragging the back leg in to find a forward fold at the top of your mat. Allowing the top half of the body to melt towards the legs. Lengthening down the back of the neck. And then taking hold of your strap, we'll bring that around the soles of the feet. And then wrapping the strap around your hands, we'll inhale to lift the heart, the eye gaze, and then exhale, fold forwards, elbows out towards the sides. And then just softening the knees, moving your strap, and then rolling all the way to standing. Head and neck coming up last. And then rolling the shoulders down the back, palms facing forwards. Grounding through all four corners of the feet. Slight tuck of the tailbone, navel to spine, and engaging Mula Bandha. And beginning to shift the weight into the right foot, we'll draw the left knee in towards the chest, squeezing it nice and close to the body. Just breathing here. And then using the left hand, drawing the left knee open. Finding some balance here. And then we'll slowly begin to sweep it behind and find warrior three. So just moving slowly under control, palms towards the heart center, pointing through the back toe. And then we're going to take a step to the back of the mat and find high lunge. Again, finding Kali Mudra, index fingers to knuckle, index fingers to sky. And then lifting through the heart space. And then taking hold of opposite elbows and beginning to draw the elbows back. So we're really opening through the chest. And then slowly opening to find warrior two. So grounding through the back edge of the foot, drawing this front knee open. Shoulders are relaxed, lifting through the wrists. Eye gaze to that right middle finger. Navel to spine. And then we'll fly the warrior. So inhale as we flip the palms, reaching high, extending that front leg. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. And then straightening that front leg, reaching as far as you can. When you can't go anymore, dropping that bottom hand to find Trikonasana. Trying to keep the body nice and flat, as if you were sandwiched between two panes of glass. And then that top hand drops, so we come either side of that front foot, hopping the back leg in slightly and finding pyramid pose. Drawing that right leg in, so we're keeping the pelvis square. And then softening that front knee, drawing that back leg in and rolling all the way to standing. Shoulders are rolled back, palms facing forwards. Taking a few breaths here in Tadasana. Feeling yourself grounded. And then beginning to shift the weight into the left foot. Bringing palms to heart center. And then lifting the right knee, squeezing it in towards the body. And then using the right hand, drawing that knee open. Finding your balance. And then again, really slowly under control, sweeping that right leg behind to find warrior three. Palms to heart center. Pointing through that back toe. And then under control, taking a nice big step to the back of your mat. Finding Kali Mudra. Lifting through the heart space. Breathing here. Sending that back heel down towards the floor. And then taking hold of opposite elbows and beginning to draw them back. Again, opening through the heart space, finding a back bend. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, opening to find warrior two. Lifting through the wrists. Breathing here. And then we'll fly the warrior. So inhale, hands to sky. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale as we reach high. Exhale to warrior two. And final one. Inhale. And exhale. And then extending that front leg, reaching as far as you can. And then drop the back of the left hand to the inside of the leg. Eye gaze to those right fingers. And then hands drop either side of that front foot as we soften the knee. Drawing that back leg in slightly and then lengthening the front leg. Pyramid pose. Dropping the head. And then bending into that front knee, drawing the back leg in. And then we'll slowly roll all the way to standing. And then taking the feet wide. Taking hands to waist, we'll inhale as we lift the heart space. And then exhale, folding forward. So feet are parallel. And really tilting the pelvis so you can feel that down the back of the legs. 5 breaths here. And then taking hold of opposite elbows again and beginning to sway the body left to right. So softening the knee as you travel towards it. Just really allowing the top of the body to hang heavy and making it quite a fluid movement. You can take the feet slightly wider if that feels better. Just moving organically. And then finding some stillness. And slowly rolling all the way to standing. And then we'll bring the feet together and find tree pose. So rooting down through the left foot, bringing the right sole of the foot to the inside of your leg. Finding your drishti, your fixed point to gaze at. And then slowing down the breath. And slowly reaching the hands up. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, right arm travels back, left arm travels forwards. And seeing if you can take the eye gaze round. This will really test your balance. And then we will change sides. You can give the supporting ankle a shake, rooting down through the right foot this time. Bringing your sole of your foot to the inside of your leg. And then just taking the gaze inwards again. then slowly prayer travels up. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, twist towards the left. Right arm comes forwards, left arm back. Oh. And then turning towards the front and giving the supporting ankle a shake. And then coming down onto a kneeling position. We'll sit back onto the heels and then just closing down the eyes, taking the hands onto the lap, palms facing up, and really centering the breath. Knowing that our breath is our anchor. And slowly blinking open the eyes, coming onto the bottom and finding a forward fold. So just allowing the back to round, dropping chin towards the chest. And then slowly uncurling, bringing the left sole to the inside of the right leg, dropping that knee open, and then turning to the extended leg and folding forwards. You can use your strap along your sole of your foot, keeping spine nice and long, so leading forwards with the heart. And then changing sides, and bringing that right sole in, dropping the knee open, and then turning to fold over the extended leg. And then coming up, bringing soles of the feet together. Bringing the thumbs to the soles of the feet. We'll inhale as we lift the heart. And then exhale, fold forwards. Option to open the feet like a book. Or you can wrap your hands around the toes. But really drawing the knees open, so engaging your glutes. And seeing how far you can fold forwards. And then slowly coming up. And then moving the bottom towards the heels, taking out of the back of the legs and slowly rolling all the way down. And then bringing soles of the feet together again, letting knees drop wide and finding a reclined butterfly this time. You can take hold of opposite elbows above the head and really allowing the body to soften. Making sure you're not holding on to any tension through the inner thigh. Making sure we're not gripping with the hands. And allowing a nice soft belly. Giving it the space it needs to rise and fall. And then drawing knees together, bringing the arms down, lifting the hips and placing the hands underneath, so palms facing down. And then taking the legs up towards the sky, allowing the circulation to drain down. You can take legs against the wall if you prefer. And either staying as you are, or if you want to, you can take the legs overhead and find plow pose, but making sure that we are not turning the head. So lifting the hips up and then bringing the toes onto the mat or onto the floor behind you. Now you can take the hands to the lower back. And then placing the palms back onto the mat. And then slowly uncurling, bringing the legs down under support. And then you can bring knees in towards the chest and shift left to right, just giving the back a massage. And then taking some nice big knee circles, so drawing them apart and then bringing them back together. And taking them the other way. And then drawing knees together. We'll cross the right leg over the left and then drop both knees to the left. This will be a more intense twist, so if you prefer to stack the knees, you can. Eye gaze can go the opposite direction. And then slowly drawing knees back to center, uncrossing the legs. This time left leg crosses over the right and dropping both knees over to the right. Slowly draw knees to center, uncrossing the legs. And then finding a full body stretch. Really pointing the toes, pushing the palms away. Really creating length through the body. And then coming into Shavasana. So taking as much space as you can. Letting toes drop open. Palms facing up. Letting go of the breath. And just enjoying a few minutes of stillness. Allowing the body time to rest and recuperate. Seeing if you can soften the body a little bit more. Allowing the outer world just to drop away. And if the mind starts to wander, just bringing it back to the breath. And if you wish to stay in Shavasana for longer, please give yourself permission to do so. Or you can begin to take slightly deeper breaths now. Slowly beginning to wake the body up. And in your own time, finding your way onto one side, pausing there for a couple of breaths. And then slowly coming up to find a seated position. Keeping the eye gaze down or eyes closed. Taking one hand onto the heart and one hand onto the belly. And just connecting with the heart. Connecting with the body. Feeling yourself being supported. And slowly, when you're ready, coming back into the room. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope it has helped you to find a little more stillness. I will see you soon.